Boom. Here we go. Okay, so this is a three-part. So the masterclass is really a three-part program.
Okay.
There's Herbology 1. Herbology 1 is the foundation of herbalism. What medicinal herbs are, what they do, what part of the plant you use, how you make the preparations as well. And that kind of extends and overlaps into level 2, which encompasses approximately 50 herbs. Okay. Anywhere from red clover to a number of them. Some of them are more common. All of them are found in the United States. I don't talk about traditional Chinese herbs and some exotics or some other things that aren't found in the United States. This portion is herbs that would be found in our backyard in the US that would be more locally available. Okay. And then the preparation methods are teas, tinctures, extracts, salves, ointments, etc. How do you prepare them? How do you prepare them properly? A lot of people make the mistake of not preparing, for example, a tea properly. Okay, I say you never microwave a tea. Don't use tea bags. Sources are important. Okay. So, for example, some people think, they say, oh, whatever, it's going to be burdock or something, and they might look for the cheapest source, whereas you would not typically compare an exclusive wine from France, South Africa, whatever, Italy, to something to Boone's Farm. Okay. Quality does matter when it comes to medicinal applications. So I talk about sourcing as well. Sourcing, preparation, those types of things. Now, not that I'm encourage people to make their own preparation, because you could still outsource, but understanding how these things are made. If people want to prepare things for themselves and their family members, fine. Some of those things you will do at home. Okay. So you get some little herb, put it in a container, put your alcohol in there. You're going to make your extract, let that sit for a while. And Roland, you like to make things anyway. You like to So you could do that. However, if someone is talking about distributing to stores or nationally or something, they're going to create a brand, they're not going to prepare those things at home. Okay. They're going to find white label manufacturer or private label manufacturer or something. Now, I'm going to speak about the industry a little bit when it comes to this. And that is the natural products industry that started off being like the companies that where some hippie, was was selling some herbs over here, but they also went out into some fields and did some wild crafting and gathering and put things into containers. And that's how some companies actually started. Okay. Now, some companies did that. However, then things evolved. Now the industry is a $300 billion industry. Yes, that's billion with a B.
Yeah.
Now it's projected to grow to 400 billion by 2030. Now that is just about 4 years, less than 5 years. Going from 300 billion to 400 billion is a huge leap. That's more than what occurred probably in the first or 25 years or so of the industry. So there's going to be massive growth, massive demand, because there's the interest in natural remedies is the highest it has ever been.
Yeah.
People who are opting for natural products are very, that's at an all-time high. but the people who are getting involved and want to do something with it is very high as well.
Yeah.
Typically, companies or anybody, if it, for those places and spaces that are teaching something about it, they normally go real heavy on the product and some information about that, and not as much on the business side of it. So level 1 and level 2 are herbs, their medicinal applications, body systems, preparation methods. Part 3 or level 3 is business application. The most lucrative ways for people to make money with this. Now, I know some people want to make money. Some people just want to have impact and do good. We can do both. What happens is, what I find is that alcohol, tobacco, drugs, etc., the reason why they proliferate is because they generate income. Somebody is paying some bills with it. It's contributing to the economy. It's creating jobs, etc. The same thing is happening in the natural products industry, and this explosive growth is going to be because some people, they do want to have impact. They want to solve a problem for people in ways that are good for the planet, that are profitable, principled, and philanthropic. This is one industry. I really like this industry, and I've been going to these conferences and for the natural products for the past 20 years because, one, there's the opportunity to convert people from utilizing drugs and medicine and those types of things, taking better care of themselves, taking better care of the planet, and then when they make money, then they do things that are philanthropic as well. And I like that. We all like that when a company says, and I'm gonna point out one. I don't have any affiliation, any business affiliation or anything with them. I like the company. I've seen what they've been doing for a long time. And that is the Bronner soap people. You're probably familiar with that. There's a very common brand, been around for a long time. They don't just make soap, they make a difference. A percentage of their profits go to, so one, I'll say a few things. One, they do right by their suppliers. They make sure that wherever they procure product from, they pay the people a living wage. They do everything they can to have the least negative impact on the environment. 3, they feed into philanthropic causes. And that's numerous things. And that's communities of color, that's underserved communities, that's all types of things that benefit mankind. They are one of the most, they probably set the highest standard for companies that are in this space. And they've been doing that for a very long time. So I like that because that's not happening elsewhere. Now, following that is that if we do the same thing, and I say success is formulaic in helping people utilizing herbs and that sort of thing, it's a formula by which companies go from infancy to growth and having impact and having long-term, ideally even intergenerational impact. And that's a underlying mission of the Wholistic Training Institute, training healers in every home, in every family, in every community, healing people where they are, in homes, in the churches, and later on, I'll talk about the initiative that we'll have in churches and places of worship as well, and having a much broader impact that will help to counterbalance the negative things that are happening that we see in society, okay? As we see natural products increase and natural methods of people feeling better and performing better, then we see, here's a huge impact. Alcohol consumption has gone down significantly in the past generation or so. Significant. I mean, alcohol consumption is probably about half of what it was. Our parents grew up drinking alcohol. That was kind of their drug of choice. And then people with medication. And now it's that part is changing. So the next generations, again, are participating more in the, with natural products. There are more people who are plant-based or vegan and ideally doing the right thing. And this presents an opportunity, an intro, the education, support, and opportunity for people to do the right thing for the right reasons that benefits everybody. Okay, so part one, products, application, preparation, and just as importantly, body systems. I don't speak about herbs the same way that a lot of people do. It's like, what do you have for diabetes? What do you have for diabetes? What do you have for cancer? Or cancer is just mucus. And I think that's not the best approach. A better approach is to understand how our body systems work, what supports them nutritionally, herbally, naturally, food, supplements, etc. Okay, even our thoughts and our exercise and what we do, and then how that applies to creating what we call homeostasis or balance within the systems, so that whatever is going on there heals, improves, is remedied. Okay, so I teach more from I will reference certain ailments, but in the context of which system, circulatory, digestive, immune, nervous, endocrine, musculoskeletal, integumentary, which is the skin, etc., how the systems work, and then how we get into balance. And then people can understand, instead of saying, oh, this herb is for this disease, this herb is for this system, and what it does for that system. Does it activate? Does it build it? Does it cleanse it? What does it do for that system? What can we do nutritionally to go along with that, so that, again, people are achieving balance and they understand why, how, when, and how to apply that and how to maintain it over time, as opposed to getting a short-term effect. And so that's impact, and then that's income as well. So people are able to generate a second income or a primary income, much less prosper in that, then that's going to build and grow, just like drugs and alcohol and tobacco and other things have built and grown over time as well. Okay, and then we can do good in the world, and we will do good in the world, because I believe that that's where most people get into this. Their heart is in the right place. That they want to help people. They want to help their loved ones. They want to help their community. They want to help their church or worship family. They want to help humanity. They want to do things that are going to help to balance out the climate change and other things that we see that are going on that is destructive for future generations, even if that's going to impact people who are beyond the time that we're going to be here. Okay, so that's kind of the overview. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 6 to 8. This is the first time I've had it in this format. It's a masterclass, which means the components that a person needs in order to have a level of mastery in terms of the herbs, the preparation methods, etc., are in there. Okay, now, person's not going to learn 1,000 herbs, but this base 50 is going to be a really good foundation. That's first of all. And then my recommendation is that people look at one thing that they can address, not 15, 30. Not, oh, yeah, we got some for cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure. That's all well and good. And people who do that, are normally not good in all those things. Find one thing. If you can find one thing that is a major problem and really be effective in that, then you're winning. And then you can even grow from that. I mean, companies have done tremendous things with one thing, with noni, with aloe vera, with a product or a formulation that has a particular benefit, and they've grown from there. So I say, find one thing, find an area of focus. Are you going to develop a product? You're going to have a service. You're going to distribute products that you don't manufacture, that are manufactured for you. You're going to educate. There are opportunities, tremendous opportunities in health and wellness. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to pause. So one, you can, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand, and then I'll call on you if you have a question, or if you prefer to, type your question in the chat.
No questions for me at the moment.
No questions?
No.
Either I was really thorough or I was confusing. No, hopefully that was thorough.
Well, I'm just more of a listener right now, so nothing has piqued my curiosity to want to say anything, other than at the Nature Center, I did read your berry book, the one that I picked up. I read it cover to cover, and I actually referred it to my sister-in-law. She's written quite a bit of it herself. I thought the book was quite interesting, and one reason why I got it, because I do have a blackberry bush in my yard, and not knowing that the blackberry was such a potent, I guess, commodity to health, other than knowing that I did know red fruit are supposed to be one of the healthier ones. But along with that, I'm hopefully to harvest a little better yield than I did this year, even though I did do a decent mess of it this year. Hopefully next year, the way I pruned it back should allow me to develop more produce for next year.
Okay.
And also, I did learn how to make a tincture too.
Very good. Very good.
I'll have a lot of wild mint in my backyard, and I went up doing experimenting, like you said. I'm always tinkering, so I did tinker with a little bit of that, and I haven't used it yet. But right now, it's just still, I guess you would say, macerating. I haven't filtered it yet, so I guess I need to do that part, and I did that shortly after the Nature Center. So it's been since July.
Very good. Okay. Very good. Well, and for those people who were not at the Nature Center, in fact, most people who were on the call, well, there's at least a couple people who had been there as well, but just at a different time. So we went to for what I call a medicinal herb walk or tour on Belle Isle at the Nature Center. And there we go and we explore and look at what's in the environment, and then discuss what's there, how herbs are used. I like wild crafting as well, and we didn't do it there, but I like wild crafting. And what is wild crafting? Wild crafting is when you're not planting things in a particular area, they just naturally grow there. And they go through the seasons, and they go through winter and summer and all the harshness and all that. And that tends to bring and build very strong and hardy plants that are different than those that would maybe grown in a greenhouse. So times that we'll explore in nature and see what's in our own backyard, because what you see in a tea bag or bulk is different than what you'll see in nature. So I want people to be able to recognize what's in their own backyard and distinguish between, I mean, there was some poison ivy out there, but there were also some medicinal herbs. So I like to do that once or twice a year, where we go out in nature and do that type of exploration. And then I also like people to, I believe that we need to preserve, protect, promote, and pass along our healing heritage. My mother knew how to make a hot toddy, and we did, and once upon a time that was real ginger ale. Root beer came from roots. It wasn't colored sugar water. We knew, and someone in the family knew how to use herbs and how to apply it. I don't want to see us lose that. Lose it a couple of different ways. One, lose it in our community that we can't utilize it and have safe, affordable, readily available medicine around us. I don't want to see us pour poison, thimerosal, on the plants. That stuff is poisonous. It's cancer causing. It gets into the groundwater. There's nothing good about it. Okay, and then so I want us to see us reclaim that, because everybody else is taking advantage of that 300 billion. How much of that is impacting communities of color and the communities that have the highest rates of chronic ailments? Not us. It's not going to us, but that's only going to happen because we take the initiative. We do something about it. Okay, Tanya raised her hand. Tanya, you got a question or comment?
Yeah, I have a question. So when you just talked about like your, first of all, hello everyone, I'm Tanya Best. And you just talked about how people in your family could make natural pops, the ginger ale and the root beer. After completing this class, could that be one of the products, creating like this beverage line from rooted herbs or vegetables?
That's a
You know,
good
I'm trying to
question.
hone in on my niche.
Yeah. Now, I alluded to those things not to say that we made ginger ale or root beer. There are some things that my mother did: castor oil, cod liver oil, and some other things. She wasn't doing ginger ale or ginger beer or root beer as has been traditionally done. I've known people from Africa or the Caribbean that have done those types of things. Is that a possibility? Well, first of all, that's not something that I typically teach in this class or these courses. Could that be a path that a person goes down? There's a method to determining what your niche, what the problem that you're solving, and how you're going to do that, who's doing it, how that all comes about. There's a formula to doing that and determining if there's a demand for it, if it would be lucrative, and if that's what you'd want to do. So I would say give it a little time as we explore, and I'm going to talk about finding what I call what someone will call your ikigai. And ikigai is where your passion, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what people will pay for come together. Those four components need to be there in that equation in order for it to be not a hobby, but your work, your something that's lucrative. When people in the natural products industry develop products and bring them to market and really do well, they've done a lot of research. They know what's in demand, what's growing, what's not growing, what's a fad, where the supply is, if it can be done affordably. If you have not checked out Shark Tank, I encourage everyone who is considering being in business to check out Shark Tank, because in every episode, they tell you exactly what it takes in order for someone to have a lucrative business. It is a formula. It is not just fortuitous. It's not, I was meditating one day and it came to me to come up with this. No, that's not how people who really win get there. Not saying that there's not something to prayer or meditation or envisioning or something. It's just that if you know that there is a huge pent-up demand that is not being fulfilled in this area, and over here it would be nice, you like it, but there's not a great demand, there's not a lot of profit in it, what do? You want to make intelligent choices. And so you can, if you fulfill a demand and that's profitable, if you want to do something that you just enjoy, you can do that, right? If you got a lot of money, you could do art if you want to. You don't have to make any money from the art. But if you just try to do art and you're not making money from it, then you're going to be a struggling artist. Okay, I don't want people to be struggling artists. I want to say, hey, guess what? You can do a lot of good. You can create impact. You can solve a problem. You can really help to change people's lives. And you can be rewarded from it. And from that, you can change even more people's lives, being philanthropic, passing it along, looking far out enough in the future. Okay?
Well, Dr. Brown, let me ask you this: the formula that you talked about to know if it'll be, successful or marketable or worth doing. Will we learn that in the master class? That formula you're talking about? Okay, great.
Very good. Yes. My intention is for you to, again, have the understanding about herbs and how they work and the healing principles. See, there are healing principles that are involved in this as well. Which looks completely different than most of what you'll see on the internet. What you'll see is people coming up and they're saying, oh, guess what? If you want to do a detox, do this and this and this and this. And they, without context, without a formula, without people understanding what they're doing, they're just selling a product or hustling a product. What I want you to do is understand the fundamentals. I'm still learning after more than 3 decades, about 4 decades in this, still learning about healing and how all this works together. Okay, it's constantly evolving and growing in terms of I'll say the nuance. So I start with the fundamentals. This is what needs to be present. This is what every healer needs to know and understand. This is how you evaluate healing methods. This is, we'll get into not only the product, but what does dosing look like? How much, how long, what form is important? Those types of things. And then again, the business aspect, because I know if people are going to invest their time, their energy, their dollars into this, then they want to see a return on that investment as well. Okay. Because then that helps people be involved. It's like, how is it that I've been doing this for, all this time? How did I run a clinic for more than 30 years, starting from scratch? It's because it was a business. I was able to employ people. I was able to help people, and on and on. It allowed me to speak and travel and do things internationally and all types of things. So that supports it. The profits and the business aspect of it supports it. So the short answer is yes, I'm going to teach you in this, the business aspects of it, and about the 4 most lucrative areas for people to go into that they'll get a return on their time in dollar investment as well. Okay, because the demand is great. The demand is so great that people who really don't know a lot are winning in this space. And sometimes a little frustrating to me, because I'm like, I listen to people, I'm like, that person looked like they just read something off the internet, and now they're presenting it like, wow, this is a big discovery. But people are like, wow, yeah, okay, that's the truth. And there's not much, it's not really profound what they're doing. They're not talking about the principles. My role and goal is to pass along the principles and to make sure that we have not only generational wealth, but generational health. Okay, because a lot of our healers have passed along, and they're going to pass along. Everybody's going to pass on. They're going to retire or expire, ideally in that order. But are they going to leave if people believe that Sebi cured everything, right? Are they how did he do it? And where is that information available? Okay. So for those people who are okay, rolling them out and again. Okay. All right. So for people want to take it is the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 8. It's $8.99 for the masterclass. And the platform is Fresh Learn. We will be on Zoom. The platform is Fresh Learn. So in order to get ready, if you're not registered already, I can walk you through the process. You have a I can walk you through the process in a phone call if you need some assistance. Kim, are you just listening or you have a question?
I didn't realize this was live. I thought this was recorded, so I was just listening.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, this is live.
Okay, I thought it was recorded from the one you did the other day.
Okay. Oh no. No, different people, different questions. Yeah. Yeah. How did you find out about this through social media?
Yes, Facebook.
Okay. And your interest in this is?
I've always liked the idea of taking natural remedies as opposed to Western medicine. So I'd like to understand a little more about like you said, how the different herbs work with different parts of your system and things like that. I'm not quite sure if I want to make it a business, but it definitely would be for myself and my loved ones.
Okay. And that's where I was when I started. I really wasn't, I had no thoughts of it being a business.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was the first class that I took with my mother. The next class I took myself and with some other people. And then I saw business opportunity in this. The business opportunity allowed me to go deeper and then to generate some income. So, and I'm going to use this as an analogy. I started doing photography at 10. By the time I got to college, I got some decent SLR and camera. I joined a photography club in order to learn more about photography. But one of the photographers there he said, what are you doing? What kind of photography are you doing? I said, oh, I'm kind of doing, I just tell him I'm kind of, shooting the family. He said, you know what? He said, do something professionally, charge for it. What that's going to do is allow you to learn more, invest in more equipment, and get paid. And if you start getting paid and you're professional, it's just going to open up all kinds of doors.
Makes sense.
I'll tell you. And my undergraduate degree is in communications. I had no idea that I would be doing these other things. But where does communications and health come in? There's a demand, and there will always be a high demand for health and wellness. You can never lose with that as an investment. And then on the communications, the more we communicate about health and wellness from prior to the cradle to the grave, because we got some holistic babies out there. When people didn't know they could get pregnant because we helped them with the health program, all the way to people who are in their elder years. We had clients in their 90s. So health and wellness is a constant, and anything that people are educated on and supported in is going to enrich them, and it should enrich you. So what happens is that even if you say, I don't know about doing this as a business, here's what happens is that we go from drug dealers to healers. And I'm not calling you a drug dealer per se.
I understand.
Okay. But what happens is if somebody says, oh, Kim, what do you do for a headache? You can say, oh, you take aspirin or Tylenol, or, right? Okay. We're indoctrinated to know what drugs do. We're not supported or indoctrinated or encouraged and educated to know what herbs do. And so what we end up doing is replacing those things. And that does good to society and to other people as well. So yeah. So I mean, and I did share the other day, and I share regularly. I'm as excited in 2025 as I was in the 80s when I started with this, because I've seen it's impacted all of my family, directly or indirectly. I was able to employ a lot of people and train a lot of people. I've had students from all across the country, and even internationally, and it's been a great benefit to my life and to more than 60,000 people through the center, and by extension, hundreds of thousands, maybe even 1 million of people or more out there, and it will continue to do so. Yeah. So, for those people who do want to take the next step, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's just 2 hours a day each day with a break for 6 weeks. We'll be finished before the holidays, and people will be ready to embark and do some other things as we go into the new year. In the new year, people are always ready, willing, and able to start on a health journey or path. And with that, I'll be sharing with you what'll be going on in the churches, what'll be going on in the communities, and helping people find their path, their niche, and their area for expansion and again, impact and income. Okay.
Well, I'm definitely on board, Dr. Brown. I'm ready.
All righty.
All righty. Hope
Yeah.
everyone else is joining.
All right. Okay, so Tanya will be with us, and Kim, are you there? You want to schedule for a 10-minute phone call?
Yeah, can we do a 10-minute phone call? Because I was on another call. So I missed like the first maybe 10, 15 minutes maybe.
Sure.
So I'm like 90% there, but I just want to, make sure I dot all my I's and cross all my T's.
Sure. So do this. Send in the chat. Send me your telephone number in the chat. Send it directly to me.
Actually, Dr. Brown, when I went to go check the chat, it says the host has disabled group chats.
You should be able. Okay.
On my end, well, I'm on my phone, and when I hit the chat, because I was going to check to see what anybody said, mine came up. The host has disabled group chats.
You should be able to send a message to me. Devon did.
Really? Okay. Might be something on my.
You know what? You said you're on your phone, not your computer, right? Kim, can you send?
Yeah, you can send it directly to him. You just have to click on it.
Yeah, Tanya, I've got your contact information. I don't know if I have Roland's contact. Okay, Kim, you're sending your number to me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What did I just do? Oh, here we are.
And I can either reach you after this call within the next, I'll have an hour or so that I can, a window, so I can do it after this call. Yeah, it probably have to be after this call because the course start tomorrow anyway.
Okay. And so, Dr. Brown, the links you sent me, I don't know if we need to have a private call. I signed up. I was able to get in through the Holistic Institute. It was still my previous information, but I didn't have the fresh link. Do I just go to fresh link or you need to send me something?
Fresh Learn and
Fresh Learn, I'm sorry.
yeah, you should have received an email in regards to enrollment in that other course too.
So no, I only got
Check
two
your-
links from Holistic, the Holistic Institute.
Well, it would say Holistic Training Institute. That should be the link to Fresh Learn.
Okay, I'll go back through it
Okay.
because I was able to easily get into that.
And I'll call you too to make sure that it looks like you're about to get on the road. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm still listening.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, Kim, I see your number here. You're going to be available in the next 30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And got that. And Tanya, Fresh Learn. Yeah. And again, Kim, have you done an online class before?
Yours, but if you
Yes.
want, just done it a while.
Pardon me?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Got it. Okay, good. All right. Roland, questions,
Yeah.
comments?
TS card. What you got?
Can you hear me, Jesse?
Yep.
Oh, no, no comments.
Okay. I want
Just
you
sit back-
I want you to
sit back
join
listening.
us. There, it's interesting. Most of my classes have mostly been women.
Oh, really?
Yep. There's some guys like Devon was on here a little
I'm
earlier.
surrounded with women, have been all my life. My mom left my dad real young, and I had 3 sisters, and I'm married, and I have all girls. So I've been surrounded with women all my life.
There we go. I got 3 sisters and me. Roland, do I have your telephone? Do I have your number?
I think you're on mute, Jesse. Uh-oh.
Let me check here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I do.
Sorry.
I do. A 407 number, right?
I switched to an earbud, so I kind of lost some of your audio.
A 407 number, right?
407, yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, that concludes it for me here. Glad to have you on. We need healers in every home and every family to balance out a lot of what's going on in our families and in our communities. We're getting sicker sooner and dying faster than other people, but we can do something about that, each one of us. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't do it alone. Okay. Even with as many as 18 staff and a whole lot of people whose lives we trust. People are still calling me today asking me about the center. I said, I'm not opening up the center. I'm more in my pre-retirement, my semi-retirement years. I'm not doing that again. So it's time for other people to take up the mantle as well and do things and expand on what's already been established by our healing ancestry as well. Okay, so I'm concluding the call here, and I will be on the call with a couple of you as well. Take next steps, and for those of you who will be joining us for the next 6 weeks, congratulations and welcome. And until next time, we're out.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Good night.
Good night.
Dr. Brown, am I staying on for a debrief or you'll just call me at a later time? Or
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Stay on for 1 second. Yeah, stay on for 1 second. Okay.